Welcome to NBA Basketball. I'm Damon Bruce, and we've got you covered here on 2K Sports. Tuesday night in the NBA. It'll be the Chicago Bulls facing off against the Miami Heat. And that'll do it from the studio. Let's get you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports broadcast crew at the arena. I'll see you back here at halftime.
And a look back at the ring ceremony concluding moments ago. What a fantastic celebration of a terrific championship year. And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. Along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Opening night and time to check out the starting lineups to the tip-off of the new season. First for Chicago, D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the backcourt. And down low, the two-time NCAA champion at Florida, the 6'11 tornado of energy and effort. It's the big man, Joakim Noah. Then it's Dang, and it's Boozer in at the four-man position. And for the Heat, Chalmers and D-Wade are the guards. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11 star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Battier in at the power forward position. Now here's Rose. Butler kicks to Boozer. 6 on the shot clock. Shot, high post. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
You know, Miami went to that smaller lineup last season, and a big change in that was having Chris Bosh move over to the 5 slot. Not his natural position, but I thought he held his own both offensively and defensively playing in the middle. Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Rose kicks to Butler. Pass to Boozer. Outside Rose. He dishes it to Noah. He's up against Bosh. The 10-footer. Here's Boozer. Here's Noah. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Now they finally connect with their 4th shot of the game.
Inside. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle. A lot of contact there. They get Carlos Boozer. And for Bosh, playing the center, Steve, he's giving up some weight out there.
But he's a very smart defender. He avoids fouls. And you know, the way the league is these days, Kevin, most teams play smaller. And Bosh can normally find a center that he can guard without too much trouble. But there are a few matchups around the league that are a problem.
Well, they got the speed and the pressure of that Miami defense. You think they're able to compensate for any lack of size inside by using those other things.
Yeah, that's normally the case against, I would say, the vast majority of the league.
Boozer a screen on Chalmers. Here's Rose. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Rose has got his first points of the night.
Oh, man, he goes old school on us with the finger roll.
Wade kicks to LeBron. He passes to Bosh, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
Well, when you have the best record in the league, you're going to be the most dominant, one of the most dominant teams at home. The Heat just destroyed people down in Miami, and only the Denver Nuggets had more wins at home than the Heat did.
Now here's Rose. Dishes to Boozer. Puts it up from 15. Another miss by Boozer.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Wade. Some solid defense from Butler. And how crazy is that from the Heat to win as many games as they did last season, but still be second in the league in home? Still, we're far and away number one at home in the East.
Well, yeah, the Knicks were the closest team in the East, but they still had 6 fewer wins at home than Miami. But the Heat really just did what they had to do to put themselves in position to go on to their second NBA title in a row.
Miami trailing. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Tom Thibodeau gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. There haven't been many players that have the physical prowess of LeBron James, and he knows that this is going to pose a lot of problems for his team. He told me the most amazing thing to him about LeBron was that he has the ability to be a force at virtually any position on the floor, from point guard to center. He can and does do it all, guys.
Thanks again, Doris. They get it back. Dang with the buckets.
But the defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
The Heat have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Kicks it out to LeBron. It's all in by the Bulls. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. There's the bucket. Good.
Even though it went down, I don't think that's the kind of look they should be settling for.
The Heat trail by 4. It's back to Battier. Inside to Bosch. Great defense that time from Noah.
Well, coming off a title last year, you always wonder if a team will maybe relax a little bit. They usually won't admit to it, but Chris Bosch readily said it at times that his team had a difficult time lighting that fire again.
And Rose throws it down hard.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
And the Bulls tack on 2 more. And to go back to what Bosch said, I think that is true for every team, Clark, that comes off a championship, but they usually don't admit it like Bosch.
Well, you know what? Once you've won it all, there is a bit of a relief and a little malaise that may settle over you. But I've always respected Bosch's candor. He's a guy who doesn't bite his tongue, and he articulates what he feels. And I think it's impressive that they fought back to the finals once more, because that shows they eventually did recapture that fire.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Battier kicks to Chalmers. To stop the run. The second chance effort, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
And they're knocking down that mid-range jumper so far.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint. You know, in one of the more compelling postseason stories, the question about when the Bulls would bring Derrick Rose back just continued to hover around the playoffs. Ultimately, just never happened.
Well, back to the Bulls, and even without Rose, I think the team made a big statement, Steve, with how they played in the postseason. They showed that they weren't just a one-man show with Rose running things, and have a solid core and system that will always compete.
Well, it's the second straight year that the Bulls have essentially been without Rose in their playoff run due to injury. And so I think Chicago fans are kind of wondering what exactly the roof is for this team, the ceiling, if you will. Let's hope that Rose stays healthy this year, so we'll find out.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Back to Heinrich. Outside Teague, and the pass to Gibson. Rebound by Mario Chalmers. The Heat trail by 3. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession. 15 seconds left here in the opening quarter. LeBron outside. Battier. Back to LeBron from downtown. No luck. One quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Bulls lead by 3.
It's a Halloween broadcast of the NBA. Carmelo Anthony.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And looking at what we've seen from the Bulls, what do you guys think?
Well, the thing they tried to establish right away was the presence down low. You look at the points in the paint. I think that's been the difference.
Yeah, and I like the fact, Steve, that they're not settling for the outside shots. I mean, go in there and get what you want. Keep attacking the rim.
And now, in transition, it's Heinrich. Here we go. And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, Dwayne Wade, maybe more so than LeBron and Chris Bosh, has had to make sacrifices in his role when they assembled the Big Three in Miami. Wade said, quote, "If I was a selfish guy, it never would have worked. Myself and LeBron both being alphas. But you can only play this game for so long. And when you leave this game, what memories do you want to have? I want to have memories of success as a team. And it's not easy. It's hard. But the only thing I need to prove to myself is that I can be a part of a winning team. Guys, that's what it's all about."
Well, they've got it right, Doris. When you win, all the accolades take care of themselves. Clock at 6. Here's Gibson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Gibson's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Bulls. Pass to Wade. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Here's LeBron. It's good. And there's a block called in the play. He'll get one free throw.
Tell you what, LeBron can absolutely soar in for the finish. I remember last year, the alley-oop in the conference finals against Indiana just almost put his head on the rim.
Air freight is a nickname we could dub LeBron James. I mean, he's an unstoppable force and an immovable object. Defensively, the strength, length, mobility. He can wall you up and lock you down and put you away. You know, no denying it's been a heck of a run the last few years for the Heat, but you can't help but wonder if the impending 2014 summer of free agency could be the end of it all. The Big Three came together in a flash of lightning, it seemed, but it could end just as fast if one or all decide to opt out.
He feeds it to Cole. Back to LeBron. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Fast break, here comes Chicago. Heinrich's got the ball.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. And Clark, as you were saying, the trio of LeBron, Wade, and Bosh all have options in their contracts to become free agents in 2014 if they choose to. And Steve, you have to think that at least one or two of them might exercise that right.
Well, you know LeBron will, because he's the most underpaid athlete probably in the history of sports. He's worth 10 times what he makes. But it's going to be interesting to see what Miami does here the next couple of years with their roster.
LeBron dishes to Allen. He kicks it to Haslam. 5 to shoot. Back to Allen. The tray. No good.
You know, not really a significant margin in terms of them rebounding, but enough to get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, it's helping them get the lead. And if they can continue to rebound like this, I think they're going to be in pretty good shape.
A look from Rose. No good. And it's Miami the other way. And going against Chicago, their first game of the NBA's regular season.
And you know, guys, this is a basketball team that they faced in the conference semis last year and won that series. So there's some emotion here tonight. You can feel it out on the floor.
Rose off the pick from Boozer. Rose kicks it to Noah. Now the dish to Butler. Pass to Rose. 6 to shoot. That doesn't go either for Rose. They definitely have the psychological upper hand, you could say.
That's for sure, and I think that will definitely fan the Flames, Kevin.
And here we go, the Bulls fast break. And he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2. The Bulls shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And the first one at the line is good.
People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Thibs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest benches in the league the past few years, too.
Kicks it to Bernard. Feeds it to Cole. Good ball movement here by Miami. Pass to Lewis. Launches a 3. And Chris Anderson picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago.
Yeah, and guys, I think he feels like he can make a few improvements during this timeout. Just kind of make a couple of adjustments, get his club back on track.
You know, coaches are always tweaking and tinkering with things mid-game. Actually, sometimes they overdo it.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Gentlemen, last season it seemed there was a little back and forth between head coach Tom Thibodeau and the Bulls front office regarding the big minutes he gave his starters. Thibodeau said, quote, "It's never the right amount of minutes. That's the only thing I know. If a guy's not playing big minutes, it's not enough minutes. And if a guy's playing big minutes, it's too many minutes. So you play to win. That's the whole thing. And when you're a young team, guys can handle minutes. But guys, both Dang and Noah missed significant time. Noah only playing 66 games in the regular season. Dang out through the last 7 games of the playoffs. You wonder if maybe they have a point."
They've worked to round out the roster deals. That should help those minutes stay down. Rose passes to Butler. Gives him the lead pass. Dang. And it's Miami with the rebound.
Rebounds are split just about down the middle in this game, Clark.
I'd venture to guess whichever team is able to maintain that energy level on the glass will have the upper hand the rest of the way.
Well, Miami stormed through the regular season and were viewed as the clear-cut favorites to come out of the East, but it was not as easy as expected. After sweeping Milwaukee, the Bulls gave them a scare. Then the Pacers really took them deep all the way to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Here's Rose, and it's sent back by Anderson. And it's Rose missing.
You know, typically, guys, he has the body control to finish when he's in that tight. I'm not sure what happened there.
Allen for 3. Again, the miss by the Heat. And for the Heat, the Pacers were their first real test, it seemed, and they had to survive a win or go home against them. It almost seemed, Clark, to take away any momentum they might have had when they went up against the Spurs in the finals.
You know, it's interesting. When I think of momentum in the playoffs, it doesn't carry over from game to game or series to series. I think each game, Kevin, is really an entity in and of itself. That said, Miami found a way, despite being pushed by the Pacers and being pushed by the Spurs, both to Game 7. It came down to LeBron James's brilliance, but also the hot shooting of a complimentary role-playing winner, Shane Battier.
Allen against Butler. And the Bulls get it back. Noah dishes to Rose. Back to Noah. The feed to Rose. Right side, Butler. Butler off a pick from Dang. And again, Chicago. No good. From 12 feet out. No good on that last second attempt there. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. It's Chicago up by 1. Well, folks, stay tuned for the halftime show with Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
Now, presented by Sprint.
The moment we've all been waiting for is finally here. The NBA season on 2K. The Orlando Magic are trailing in.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
A magnificent view of glowing high-rises in downtown Miami as we welcome you back.
Checking out the game LeBron is having. 10 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
Yeah, a lot of times he's one of those players who can get hot and stay hot from the three-point line. So I look for him to continue to search for shots out there.
For the lead, gets the bucket and the foul. That's on Joakim Noah.
You know, they've been so effective when they've been able to get the ball inside.
Some real shortcomings from this defense. I mean, they've given up 5 straight looks in the paint. Well, I tell you what, you consider all the injuries the Bulls had last year, and you look at the 34-18 mark against the Eastern Conference, and it's absolutely remarkable considering what they had to go through personnel-wise.
Dang, covered by LeBron. Dang kicks to Boozer. And that one's good. Boozer's got his first bucket of the night. Miami trailing. On the wing, Dwayne Wade. Back to LeBron. And stolen by Butler. And here we go, the Bulls fast break. And there's Dang. That's good on the assist by Butler. And that's now 10 points for Luol Deng.
You know, with that much of a height advantage, that's exactly what you should do. Take it straight to the rim.
And back to the Bulls in the East. It wasn't just one guy who stepped in the shoes of Rose or the departed Ashik. It was a group effort.
You know, you looked at the roster last year, you kind of scratch your head. You go, how is this team going to get to the second round without Derrick Rose? But they did it with a group of role players, with a front line that was tough and nasty and rebounded well, and with great coaching, too.
Bulls shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Well, they were a fairly decent free throw shooting team a year ago, Kevin, about 77% from the line.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
LeBron against Dang. LeBron passes to Batty. Off target from outside.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
Yeah, they've been really strong in the paint, battling the glass.
You know, Boozer had his name floated around at the trade deadline last season, guys. There were a number of teams that were very interested in having his physicality and scoring ability down low.
Butler with the ball. Wade picks him up. Butler kicks to Rose. Into Noah. Chris Bosh with the rebound. Bosh has got 5 rebounds tonight. And you wonder why Boozer's name would be floated in trade rumors. I mean, one of the top rebounding power forwards in the game can score inside and outside.
Well, I think, Kevin, teams are becoming more and more cap conscious with the new collective bargaining agreement. And Boozer is a very highly paid player, so even though he's productive, I think some people are going to look at that contract and maybe shy away from it.
Rashard Lewis, he's checked in for the Bulls.
Hey, guys, how many times have we seen him just drill that corner three? And for whatever reason, you know, that's just his shot. He sees that shot so well. Obviously, it's a little closer than other three-pointers, but that's his comfort zone for sure.
And I don't think you can look past what a fearless player he is, too, guys. I mean, just look at all the charges he takes.
And Miami making a change here. Oden's checked in. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Heinrich kicks to T. He dishes it to Gibson. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Muhammad, no good. The Heat have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. LeBron drives in. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. And that's 12 points for LeBron.
Tell you what, it's hard to argue with the record for Coach Tom Thibodeau of the Bulls, but the rumor mill has it that the front office hasn't been happy with how hard he's ridden his top players. Luol Deng missed time last season with the hamstring injury. Joakim Noah came down with plantar fasciitis. Hey, those things happen, and I'm not quite sure you can put that at the feet of Tom Thibodeau. He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
Chalmers' shot is no good.
Well, you got to love the effort, but probably an ill-advised decision in the end to go for that alley-oop.
Yep, that sequence went from pretty to ugly in a hurry.
Heinrich kicks to T. Dishes it to Muhammad. Just 5 to shoot.
And look here at the Heat, how they ranked in the NBA last season. First in shooting percentage, second in three-point field goal percentage. And they were ranked third in the league in steals. This is a team that does a nice job gambling and covering up for each other. That's why they're able to come up with those steals.
And Clark, the key number that you just talked about to me is field goal percentage. I mean, when you're the best in the league shooting the basketball, it's a clear sign that you have an unselfish team and a clear plan of attack. That club, very impressive with their offensive efficiency.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Murphy's checked in, and Derrick Rose is subbed in for Marcus T. Both free throws good for Muhammad.
Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, sometimes it's contagious. Everybody starts to get comfortable and relaxed, and everything goes in the hoop.
Here's Haslam. Shot's good from Oden. Here's Rose. 8 points for him.
You know, one of the things about the Heat since the big three has come together is that they've been able to find the right kinds of veteran players to step in and fill specific roles for this team as they've won a couple of championships now.
Well, I'm not necessarily a big fan of him shooting that shot, but they did give him the space.
The drive by Wade. Shot from 6. And it's in off the backboard. There's 1:38 left in the third quarter of the game. And it's easy to have players want to join the Heat when they're competing for an NBA title every season. But, Steve, even then, they find the ones that most fit their offensive and defensive philosophy, and that's when they're going to come up big for them.
Yeah, for sure. This team has done such a good job putting together this roster around LeBron and Wade. You think about Birdman in the playoffs last year, you know, Battier coming in here as a stretch four. They just found the right players and the right mix, and that's one of the big reasons why this team is back-to-back NBA champs.
Muhammad dishes to Heinrich. Ball's knocked loose. And here we go. Wade heading to the hoop. Oh, look out.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatic.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
I'm with you, Kevin. You can't fault him for that. I mean, just let him go. Who cares?
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Well, that's important because this game, I think, is going to be decided by who controls the paint in crunch time. And a 2-for-1 opportunity.
Yeah, they've got to hurry. Step on the gas here.
Rose passes to Heinrich.
Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
The Bulls have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here. Chicago making a switch here. And both free throws good from Heinrich. We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the third. To the inside, Anderson. Defended by Gibson. Hit his foot. And it's whistled a kick. Marcus T, he's checked in for Kirk Heinrich. The pass to Haslam. Ball stolen. Out on his own on the break. All alone. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And once he took off, it looked like the defense just had no interest in getting in his way.
That's one where you just give up the 2 points and move on.
Pass to Anderson. Knocked away. Gibson with the steal. Here's Rose. No good. And we've reached the end of the third. Bulls lead by 7. And time to step aside.
Tune in for a scary
And the final period of play just about to start. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Boy, defensively, they've played with a high energy level, guys, and all the steals. we've seen, really a result of that aggressiveness.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Cole. LeBron kicks to Battier. Back to LeBron. And Luol Deng gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
He feeds it to Cole. Wide open. Another shot. And Bosh with the layup. Bosh has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Heat.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Back to Deng. It's hauled in by the Heat. Battier's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. After this one, they're off to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing how that Philadelphia game turns out, guys.
Well, the Bulls battled in last year's postseason. Got a Game 7 win in Brooklyn to sneak out of round 1 in what was one of the more interesting series of the first round, but then fell to the Heat in round 2.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Chicago. And for the Bulls, no Rose the whole time, and they had questions constantly being asked if he would return, but the team came together, Steve, and showed the Bulls aren't just a one-man show.
You know, they missed him, though, Kevin. I mean, desperately. I thought they performed admirably, but they really needed him against the Heat. They were able to steal Game 1 in that Eastern Conference semifinal matchup, but without him, the Bulls just didn't have enough firepower to beat Miami.
Mario Chalmers, he's checked in for Norris Cole. Noah hits them both.
Noah once again had a really solid season, but his field goal percentage numbers dropped from where they had been the past few years. I think part of it was not having Derrick Rose on the floor, and then also he was hurt. Plantar fasciitis bothered him some, but not having Rose, I think, led to Noah forcing the issue a bit.
Allen against Butler. Gibson. Noah with a screen for Rose. He passes to Butler. Shot clock at 6. Fires from 14. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Butler. And that's 15 points for Derrick Rose. Well, speaking of Noah's dip into his finishing numbers, you wonder if his injuries played a part in that.
Yeah, Coach Thibodeau rode him pretty hard. A career high in minutes. In fact, second most per game among centers in the NBA last season. And we remember he had the foot injury during the playoffs, so he's always had some health issues, but he's battled through them.
Are you surprised that he's become the warrior that he's become in the NBA?
Not really, Kevin. He was a winner at Florida, a guy who loved to play. He's got a lot of passion for the game.
And Chalmers kicks to Allen. It's stolen by Deng. And here we go, the Bulls fast break. And it's Butler with the jam.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
And a foul called on the shot. Got it on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, you know, you look at LeBron James, maybe more than any other player in NBA history, he's great in a way that transcends position. Size, skill, savvy, know-how. I mean, he's got it all.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for Battier. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Ray Allen. Now we're going to talk about LeBron's ability to really play any position on the floor. When you look back, has, Steve, there ever been a player you could say that about?
I'm not sure if you could say that about both ends of the floor. I mean, there's a lot of great defensive players who could guard everybody. Scottie Pippen or Dennis Rodman. Offensively, Magic Johnson could play any position he wanted, but to be able to do so at both ends is what separates LeBron James.
And here is Noah. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Rose dishes to Gibson. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. The Heat trail by 9. LeBron outside. Makes it off the glass. LeBron's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Tom Thibodeau had some words for his team in that last huddle. He wanted his guys to keep up the intensity, saying, if any of you think this game is over, you're wrong. We've got work to do. I don't want to see any letdown on the defensive end of the floor. Guys, let's watch how it plays out.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And, you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one.
He hits the second from the line.
You know, they've really improved at the line from the first half. Things have gotten a lot better. They've gotten there a good number of times, and they've converted a high percentage of them.
Chalmers passes to LeBron. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And he makes the first. And both free throws good for LeBron.
Nice work there. This is a point in the game where if you've got a chance to close the gap, you've got to do it.
Rose kicks to Butler. Dang. Back to Butler. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Rose against Chalmers. Butler dishes to Rose. Rebound by Mario Chalmers. Chalmers has got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
And finished off by Rose.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. And turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
Chicago making a switch here. Boozer's checked in.
Well, I like what they're doing inside here in the second half. I mean, they're still trailing, but they're showing a lot of grit down low in the paint.
Free throw good, LeBron. The Bulls leading by 5. Rose kicks to Butler. .119 left in the game. Rose defended by Chalmers. Rose attacking Butler. Clock at 6. And stolen by Chalmers. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Chalmers with the ball. And there's Dwayne Wade on the assist by Chalmers. And now just a 3-point Chicago lead. And Chicago has possession. Butler on the way. He kicks to Boozer. Kept alive. Noah. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
LeBron passes to Bosh. Sinks it. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
This is exactly what happens when you allow Chris Bosh to get going.
Guys are not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. I mean, now's the time to use the clock to your advantage. Take your time. Milk the clock a little bit.
Chalmers against Rose. It falls.
A crucial basket.
They needed it, and he gave it to them.
Timeout called the Heat. They trail by 3. 15 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Guys, what do you think?
Well, they've got 2 options here. They can go for the 3 and the tie, or the quick 2 and the foul.
I like the idea of going for the quick 2. Take it to the rim, and that wouldn't be a bad way to approach this situation.
Smart foul there. You've got to try to extend the game.
Yeah, it's still close, but they're fighting that clock as much as the score right now.
Here is Rose, and so they foul intentionally. So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
That may be the knockout blow, guys. Those free throws would seem to have put this one away.
Three-pointer, Wade, offline. And so it's Chicago winning this one. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than